Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We got a great webinar lined up for you today. We have Vision Solutions here to talk about eliminating downtime during data migrations for physical, virtual, and cloud platforms. Our panel today features Eric Payne, Vision Solutions Sales Enablement Manager, Rob Branson, Vision Solutions Partner Marketing Manager, and Will Anderson, Vision Solutions Business Partner Manager. How you guys doing today?
Doing well. Thank you.
Doing great, thanks.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. Now, before we begin, I'd like to remind our audience to please pay attention to the polling questions we'll be sending out throughout the program today. They're simple yes or no answers, so please participate and respond to those as they come out. Also, please remember that we encourage you, the listener, to join in on the conversation. Any questions you may have during the discussion, please enter into the chat panel at the lower right-hand side of the screen. We'll answer these questions, time permitting, at the conclusion of the webinar. All right, that being said, let's go to our panel. Hi, Eric. How are you doing today? Thanks for being on our panel.
My pleasure.
No problem. I think I would like to start our conversation by talking about how changing technology has affected businesses, and in particular, what effects they drive to eliminate downtime has had on IT professionals trying to meet that challenge. What do you think?
Well, you know, as we've grown in business and everybody's starting to have smartphones and tablets, we've gone from a model where business was conducted from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, where people could, you know, essentially be down over a weekend or something like that. So we've really morphed into a 24/7 environment, and that requires IT professionals to work harder to make sure their systems are up 24/7, and even during a migration, whether it's planned or unplanned, that migration has to be very quick because no longer are people satisfied with something being down, because that eliminates the opportunity to do business.
Very good. Now, from the business, from a business's standpoint, they have to be concerned about their time, money, and reputation, which is why eliminating downtime is so critical. So why should our resellers offer DoubleTake products to protect their customers in these areas?
Well, the main reason DoubleTake has been so successful in the migration arena is because of our patented mirroring and replication technology, where we can actually send the data while production is still running. So that way, when their time comes to actually cut over, we can make that window extremely small, and we have the ability to test while production is still running, and even if things go bad, the ability to go back to the original system is very, very fast. So all of that eliminates the tactics that make people very afraid of migrations and being down for so long. So that's why the DoubleTake products are so good. And also the DoubleTake products, because they work on everything, physical, virtual, and cloud, it really makes it a very versatile product.
Very good. Now, besides time and money, time, money, and reputation, as a matter of fact, what are some of the other costs that companies need to consider when they're determining the true cost of downtime?
Well, when you're really thinking about the true cost of a migration or the true cost of downtime, of course, there is that downtime of that system being unavailable. But there's also other costs they need to consider when they're thinking about how much to invest in a migration solution. You know, how much of the additional staff that you have, how much does that require? How much lost revenue that you're going to have? And we talked about the reputation, but there's also productivity. If you're down for so often, and the people that are relying on those systems, you're still having to pay those people, and you lose that productivity. And productivity is the key to success in a lot of businesses. And then you talk about the IT staff. They have to work a lot of weekends to get these migrations done, especially large ones, so that can damage staff morale. And then finally, the inability to meet some regulatory requirements like Sarbanes-Oxley or HIPAA that require these systems to be up and available at a much greater interval than it ever has before. So when you have these long migrations or these long downtimes, that can incur fines and penalties from the government or any regulatory agencies. You know, all of that really needs to be thought about when you think about the true cost of downtime.
Very good. Now, what are some factors that companies should consider for migrations in addition to cost when choosing a migration solution?
Well, when you really think of some other factors, of course, downtime or the cost of migration is one. Second, when you think about what's the scope of the migration, are you moving from one data center to another? Is it just a couple servers? Are they a couple servers here and there, or is it like you're moving 500 servers? So really the scope is also very important to think about when you're considering a migration project, because there's some products that don't scale very well. Then the timeline for the migration, as far as, some migration projects, they try to get it all done within one weekend. Some they span over a 6, 9, 12-month period. That is something that needs to be considered. And also, if it's a long migration and you go back to that staffing issue and you make the IT staff work weekends for 3 months in a row, that can be something that you really want to consider. And then the last thing to consider when doing a migration project, are you using your in-house resources, your own internal staff, or the customer is, versus outside resources, such as a third-party solutions provider or the software vendor themselves, as far as what is going to be the best to maintain productivity, to keep morale high, and to keep costs low.
Yeah, now in the last couple questions, it kind of goes back to the old adage, time is money, really, when you kind of break it down. So let's switch gears here and talk about the DoubleTake products that specifically help eliminate downtime with recovery and migrations. Can you explain how DoubleTake Move and DoubleTake Availability are able to do this so quickly compared to other migration softwares that are in the market?
Yeah, the main key, and I talked about it just for a second before, is our patented mirroring and replication technology, where DoubleTake is actually installed on the system that you're migrating or protecting, and we can send the changes as they occur in real time over to the destination or the target. What this allows is for that copy of that data to happen while production's running. Many other products out there require the production system to be down in order to do that copy, and of course we've already talked about the cost of downtime in that. So that ability to send the data in real time is how we're eliminating eliminating that downtime. Also, we have the ability to test the migration before you actually even have the actual migration, so you can get those software teams being able to verify that the migration will be a success even before it happens.
Amazing. Now, we all know migrations can be tricky, if not risky, So how do these two products mitigate the inherent risks of migration?
Well, there's two things. The first thing I just talked about, which is, of course, the ability to test, what we call a test cutover, where you can actually bring up the destination machine and test it out and give it to your development team and make sure it'll work and everything is happy, hunky-dory. But the second thing that we offer is that when you actually do the migration, because we don't have that downtime and don't have to wait for that copy of data while it's down, when you actually do the migration, if for whatever reason it does not succeed, all you have to do is shut down the target or the destination server and bring back up the original, and you're back up and running on the original system, and then you can investigate what happened and why wasn't it a success, which that eliminates the downtime that would be associated with a traditional copy of the data offline.
Now, we here at Lifeboat, we just did a training that you guys presented to us, and one of the taglines I thought was really interesting in the training for the DoubleTake products was, "We don't care." Now, can you explain the idea behind this and why this is so effective in providing a solution for clients?
It's funny when you actually say we don't care. It actually sounds worse than it is. Of course we care, but what that really means is that we don't care what you're protecting. It could be physical machines. It could be physical machines on any hardware. We're hardware agnostic, storage agnostic. You can go from a physical platform to a virtual platform. We don't care if it's VMware, Hyper-V, KVM, Zen. Does not matter to us. And then, of course, we can protect and migrate cloud machines. Again, doesn't matter if it's a private cloud using Hyper-V or VMware, or it could be a public cloud like Amazon or Microsoft Azure. all of those systems can be protected and migrated with one solution, and that's DoubleTake. So that flexibility of, anytime you have a migration need, just say, oh, I know DoubleTake will work in that, because we don't care.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting, and it definitely makes sense, Now moving on here, I know in the market there are free migration tools out there. If I'm a small business that's going to be, tempting me to do what I need to understand the true cost of free migration tools, what's the difference, so to speak, between using one of the free migration tools and, going with DoubleTake and spending money? There's got to be a benefit to actually, spending money on something like DoubleTake to assist in these migrations as opposed to just using one of the free softwares that's out there.
It's a great question, and we get it all the time. And I go back to my high school economics teacher who told me there's no such thing as free. There's a cost associated with everything, even the cost of choosing something that is quote-unquote free. But when you talk about a free solution, what are you actually getting? Do you get the support that's behind it? Do you have the ability, if it doesn't work, to call someone and get that level of support to get them resolved? Or if it's free, you can just send an email and hope they get back to you within a couple of days. Also, you need to think about these types of free tools. They don't have that mirroring and replication technology that we have. So your downtime is going to be much, much greater. And for people that can't afford that downtime, spending a little bit of money to eliminate that is worth the cost of the downtime itself. So that's basically some things you need to consider when you talk about free. What's it really going to cost you? If there's a problem, where can you go? How is every single product going to be supported? Is it going to be supported? Is it going to be versatile? Maybe it's just for one particular platform or one particular operating system. And then, what's that cost of downtime? Because I'm pretty darn sure they're not going to have the near zero downtime that DoubleTake offers.
Yeah, definitely not. Like you said, sending out any kind of email or a phone call to a call center never usually ends well. And who knows how long it'll take too. That goes back to the downtime factor as well. Now, how do the DoubleTake products ease the strain on IT resources?
Well, DoubleTake eases the strain on IT resources because we are one product that can be used for everyone's entire infrastructure for migrations, high availability, and disaster recovery. So this one product that you can use, and again, doesn't matter if it's a VMware VM, a Hyper-V VM, KVM, Zen, physical boxes on Dell, HP, doesn't matter to us, or if it's a cloud machine. So if it's one product that you can go to day after day, it allows IT to focus on a particular product. When they have to be able to know, use, and administer several different products, they become a jack of all trades and a master of none. But with DoubleTake, those IT resources can really focus on one product and don't have to know a whole bunch, and that way it eases that IT strain resource that you were talking about.
Now, the DoubleTake products also offer system flexibility and freedom from vendor lock-in. Can you explain not only how, but why this is so important?
Yes. Vendor lock-in, a lot of manufacturers, especially storage, really like for you to invest in their products, and they have great tools built in, but they're only for their particular appliance to another one of their particular appliances. And DoubleTake frees a lot of people of that. And a lot of these vendors, they rely on that capability in order to keep selling their product. However, working with a lot of partners throughout the world, we allow them to sell whatever they want, whatever really motivates them to sell. So we free people from that vendor lock-in because, again, we're storage agnostic. So if your particular thing is to sell a particular type of storage, you want to get people to move on to a new SAN, great. Sell on that new SAN, and then DoubleTake Move is the product that can get you onto that new SAN. Maybe, some SANs are more expensive than others, so having a duplicate SAN that's identical is very expensive. So maybe for their DR environment, they want to go something with a lower cost. And that's great, but you can't use their built-in tools. You have to use something else, and that's where we come in because we are storage agnostic.
Yeah, that's great. You guys are very open. You can work with anything, and I think that's a great point to be made about the DoubleTake products in and of themselves. Let's kind of take a look at, from a reseller perspective, what they can listen for in order to identify migration opportunities from their customers. Any kind of keywords or any statements that will kind of set off that light bulb in their head to try and to identify the opportunity as a possible DoubleTake lead.
Yeah, definitely. So from a reseller perspective, anytime you're talking to a customer and they're purchasing hardware, the first question out of their mouth should be, well, how are you going to get to that new hardware? And that immediately brings DoubleTake into the equation. Oh, I'm buying a new SAN. Well, how are you going to get your data on that new SAN? Oh, we're actually investing in a virtual cloud. Well, how are you going to get your servers up to that virtual cloud? Oh, we're thinking about using Microsoft Azure or Amazon Web Services or something like that. Then, how are you going to get your data there? How are you going to get your servers there? So anytime you're talking to a customer and they're talking about purchasing new hardware, new storage, using a different platform, oh, we've been a small physical shop and we want to consolidate onto a virtual machine. Well, that sounds great. That's going to save you time and money once you get all it consolidated. How are you going to get there? So anytime the hardware platform or vendor really pops in and they're thinking about changing that, that's really when DoubleTake should be brought into the equation as how you're going to get there.
And now, what would you say ideal candidates or can be targeted, or ideal clients that can be targeted, for DoubleTake opportunities? What demographic are you guys specifically trying to hit?
Well, with our migration solution, with DoubleTake Move being such an inexpensive product, really that kind of opens the door for anywhere from very large organizations, and we have very large migration deals where they're migrating several thousand servers, but it also, because of the low cost point, we actually can get to very small deals where someone has a physical box and they just want to migrate to Microsoft Azure or Amazon. So our licensing model for migrations is a very low price point, so really it varies as far as the client base. The key is, like I said before, really anybody who's doing a migration project can really look at DoubleTake, and because of its low price point, a lot of clients are ideal candidates for DoubleTake software because of our low price point.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, let's bring Rob in here. Rob, can you please describe what Manager is and how it can benefit Lifeboat resellers?
Oh, absolutely. I know every sales guy loves their marketing guy, so hopefully I don't lose anybody by explaining this. But the partner marketing manager, essentially my job is to work that marketing aspect through every recruitment effort that we're doing, and through the onboarding and bringing partners into the Vision Solutions community. So how I work with them is very simple, because I can introduce them to all the educational platforms that we have to get them more knowledge and more base. The nice thing is, Eric's on this call. He is writing and creating a lot of our training education that we're, giving as far as our certifications and that nature. So you get to hear that same familiar voice. But we also make sure our partners are educated and enabled, and the resellers especially, but we also can take it to a separate level and sort of work through the whole lead generation and lead creation process. So everybody who wants to learn more and can sell more, we want to enable them to push our products through our campaigns in a box and our solution items that we have throughout our marketing department. So we can use that as a twofold platform. We can use it so someone can go through and learn plenty of education about our products, and they also can use it as a position point to say, this is why you need to use migrations by using DoubleTake from Vision Solutions. So it's what I essentially do is just making sure everybody is getting leads and opportunities in their pipeline. That is my biggest role.
Great, thanks, Rob. Now let's bring Will in here. Will, can you tell our resellers about Vision Solutions channel program? So we have a great audience of resellers who want to help their customers and make money as well. They also want to align with vendors who offer solid partner programs. what would you like them to know about the benefits of partnering with DoubleTake?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I appreciate you bringing me on the call today to talk a little about that. And one of the best things about DoubleTake that I can tell you is that we make it easy for our partners. You know, you can source your products today from Lifeboat, whether you have an active partnership with us or not. However, we do have multiple levels of partnership opportunities that can provide you with some better pricing, deal registration opportunities, and opportunities to work more closely with Rob to do demand generation events. I'm joining the panel today from Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport, just doing some of those events with some of our partners today, and that's how we like to engage. We do the work and we help drive the demand with our channel.
Excellent. How's the weather out there, if you don't mind me asking?
I would rather be telling you I'm calling from Phoenix.
Very good. All right. Last but not least, and I will open this up to all three of you guys, what's in it for the resellers? Can they make money selling Vision Solutions DoubleTake products? Tell us about the overall value proposition for selling DoubleTake, including potential drag for additional hardware or services.
Yeah, Joe, this is Will again. And anytime you're selling a solution, there's more opportunity to raise the cost and the margins for our partners. So selling DoubleTake alone to a registered opportunity generally lends itself to double-digit margins for our resellers. But more importantly, disaster recovery is an ongoing process. So most of our partners generally make $7 to $10 in service revenues, maintaining systems and doing things like health checks to provide the environment is disaster-proof over the years, not to mention dragging additional hardware for disaster recovery environments and additional pipe, network, licensing, things like that go along with creating additional environments at their clients. The other thing that's great about DoubleTake is that we've been doing this for a long time. It's a mature product, works as advertised. I've been here for over 13 years, and generally there's not a solution that we've come across that we can't address or fix. So from a reseller's perspective, you know, they can feel pretty confident that they make good margins, they've got a good support structure from us, and the product just works.
All right, great. Now let's open up the floor to our audience. Anybody who has any questions for Eric, Rob, or Will, let's get them in now. I don't have any currently listed, so let's just give them a second to get those questions over. I'm going to throw you guys a curveball. What's your power animal and why? Quick, go, Will.
Oh, well, I got on mute again, but that would be the bear because that's the most ferocious thing I can think of right now.
All right, that works. Eric, what's yours?
I would probably have to say a tiger because I can change my stripes.
Great. And Rob?
Well, since Will took my thunder, because I would have said that, and since Eric said tigers, I'm going to have to go lions so we can complete the Wizard of Oz trifecta. Lions
and tigers and bears. Beautiful. I like it. All right. So now let's raffle off the gift card. We have a $100 Amex gift card going out today to one lucky winner, and that lucky winner is Andrew Holmquist from CDW. All right, congratulations, Andrew. We will follow up with you at the end of our presentation and get that over to you. Now, I do have a quote or a question coming in here from Chris. He wants to know who is the biggest competition, with DoubleTake.
You know, I wouldn't say that we have a lot of competitors that do everything that we do. There's a lot of niche players. There's people that do backup, like you'll see a Veeam, or there's people that do SAN-based replication, but when you're talking about cross-platforms and being completely hardware agnostic, I don't know of a single competitor that does everything that we do.
Gotcha. Well, that pretty much sums it up there. All right. Now let's see what we have here. Okay, here's one from Steve. He wants to know what's a quick pitch you can use to, post this to a possible customer that may be interested in DoubleTake. Do you guys have like a one-sentence kind of pitch, or maybe something that kind of gets the point across without being too wordy or, use too much jargon?
Yeah, we move data better than anyone, so I don't know if there's one single pitch depending on what the solution that the customer is looking for, but if it's coming for backup, then we've got a backup solution, replication across disparate networks. We've got a migration solutions, but really when you come down to it, what we do is move data better than anyone.
There, that's simple. I like that. That works. All right, so let's go to our call to action. want to remind all the resellers out there listening today that you can visit Vision Solutions' website, located at that link right there, for product information, free trials and tools, product support, as well as DoubleTake resources. As always, you can also contact Lifeboat. Our phone number is listed there. We can help with any opportunity, pricing, or pre-sales assistance, as well as get you set up with the vendor to work out a demo and such. Now, going forward here, I listed Eric's info. Eric Paynes has his email up there, as well as the Lifeboat Distribution Sales alias. Any questions you have about today's discussion, please feel free to email either of those. And as always, follow us on Twitter at LifeboatVAD and at VSI_DoubleTake. Do you guys have any closing remarks before we end today's presentation?
No, just thanks for having us, and let us know how we can help.
And I wanted to follow up again to say thanks, and I really appreciate any opportunity I can to talk about the product. I've been here for 8 years. This stuff makes me excited, and that has never ceased. So I'm just happy to talk about it.
Oh yeah, I think we had a great discussion. A lot of good points came across today. You guys are passionate, as are we, and that's always the #1 takeaway. We like what we do, and we want to try and help as many people as possible. And that's great. And I want to thank you guys again for showing up today. And Will, I know you're at the airport, so I really appreciate hopping on the call with us and being able to talk with us about this today. So all right, guys, any other closing remarks or?
Oh, we look forward to working with you.
All right, great. Well, from everybody at Lifeboat Distribution and Vision Solutions, we'd like to thank you guys for attending today. The recording to this webinar will be sent out, so if you missed it or want to forward it along to any of your clients, you'll have the opportunity to do so. From everybody here at Lifeboat and Vision Solutions, thank you. Have a good day. This is Joe Hamlin signing off.